What's up, everyone? We are going to react to the Intergrade final trailer. Let's do it, Ren. Are you ready? Are you ready, Vinny? Are you
I'm
ready
ready.
to react to
I am
the
ready.
final trailer? Okay,
Absolutely ready.
all right. Here we go. I'm gonna hit on 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. All right, here we go. Okay, looks a little. Let me turn up the music. Okay, we know. We've seen this as the end of remake.
Yep. Summoning summons.
The summon. Sort of P. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. You get the little first taste of team battles, split team battles. Okay, Platefall. Right now we're just seeing a little bit of a recap of what happened in remake. You know, the Rufus fight. I like.
There we go.
Oh, here we go. Vice. It's Vice.
The simulator.
Definitely a VR simulator. Yep.
Let us defy destiny together.
I got more head and shoulders.
Okay, Sephiroth. Head and shoulders. maybe it's Maybelline. Pantene. All right, here we go. Stonin. A little more team up action. Definitely in deep ground right now. They're gonna drop the plate. They know about it.
I got some senzu beans.
She's all about that. That like, whoosh, look at this. Look at my
right?
material. Fort Condor. Let's go. This looks cool. Looks like
some real-time strategy.
Some Plants vs Zombies. It looks like almost. I got little Plants vs Zombies, Vinny. There's a line.
Like mana bars and.
We'll have to take a good breakdown of that. Here's Scarlet. Little flashback.
Looks like we have Sonen's sister, maybe.
I think you might be right. Oh, first look at maybe the early type of a Proud Claude here.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Oh, this boss fight looks tight, dude. I bet this is the final boss of Chapter 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, so Yuffie's 2 chapters, so I bet that's...
Oh, man.
Oh, it's Romeo, baby! Dude, it looks just like the original. It's got the original animation. Oh, no. Oh, God, it's Nero. It's Brother Nero. Brother Nero is here.
It's Nero.
Brother Nero. Genesis confirmed. It's confirmed at this point.
Big Daddy Nero.
Big Daddy Nero. Look at the harnessing the power of darkness. His arms are not bound at this point. That's interesting. He still can control the darkness. Oh man, he's got like a dark barrier.
Oh, Yuffie's got some blood on her face and
something in her eyeball there, Vinny. We'll have to break that down. Something in her eyeball there. Remake Intergrade. There it is.
All right.
Vinny said, Brother Nero, I'm out. Brother Nero.
Brother Nero.
Oh man. Okay, so that was.
So let's go back to that eyeball scene.
There was a lot more in that than I was expecting. To be honest with you, Vinny,
a lot to digest.
I was not expecting all that. So let me share the screen here so that way we can break this down frame by frame.
Yep, I have it at 3 minutes 9 seconds.
Oh, you're already there. You want to go straight to the eyeball, huh?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
They always put something in the trailer. If there's ever a reflection in an eyeball, it's always.
if there's ever a close up of the eyeball, you always look.
Godzilla vs King Kong. Mechagodzilla was in the eyeball.
Always look for the eye. Yeah, that's right. Mechagodzilla. That was the giveaway. All right, here we go. So we're taking a look at this eyeball here, Vinny, and I think it's Sonnen. I think it's Platefall. I think we're at Platefall right now. She's witnessing Platefall from maybe. I'm gonna have to go back a little bit, but let's focus on the eyeball here. I think that's Sonnen. I think
I
Sonnen is
think
dying.
I agree. I think it's Sonnen because that cylindrical thing next to him looks like it'd be his spear.
Very true. That right there.
Um,
Yep.
Yuffie has blood on her face. She's crying. She's screaming. She says, this is just wrong, or this isn't
Mhm.
right." Um, you know, I feel like it lends itself to being Sonnen.
It looks like okay, so either Sonnen is impaled
Hmm.
or Sonnen is leaning over and looking down at this. This looks like Platefall. This looks like the destruction after
Hmm.
Platefall. This looks like the ledge of the upper city here.
Hmm.
And then like this is Sonnen maybe looking down at it like what just happened, or maybe something came up and impaled him, and that's why blood is all over her face. But I feel like she would be closer to him if that was the case. Like maybe like holding him. I don't.
Unless something was about to happen and he flung her away.
Mm,
Um,
hmm.
Now
I mean, but yeah, like yeah. Go ahead.
the only other person that it might be from its shape would be Vincent, but what would Vincent be doing here at this time? Why would Yuffie be so upset about Vincent at this time?
Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
So
Like, yeah.
there's blood on her face. Somebody got hurt. I don't think it's her blood because it's on her face. It'd be a really weird blood splatter to get
Mm.
your own blood on your face.
Nobody makes
Um,
me bleed my own blood.
exactly.
Nobody. Yeah. So that and let's go back just a little bit here. Go back a little bit here. Okay. We're witnessing Platefall right now. If you and then this, it's got to be on the upper city.
Hmm.
I think skip a little bit here. Yeah, this is just wrong. I love that they brought blood into it. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Hopefully the blood trails will pop up in the texture, textures will pop for the blood trails.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, she's witnessing Platefall right now, and that's Sonnen. All right. That's I think that's it, man. I think that's and then when she lets out
And
her wail that you can see, she's like, "Ah, I'm on top of the city, guys. Look. Look.
that's I heard that too. I heard her say
Yeah, I
that.
heard that too. Look, pair it up, pair it up. Yeah, there it is. Okay. She's looking down at Platefall right now. Kate Sith is somewhere up here, or Kate She sitting up here looking down at it too. Maybe it just or was that Kate She? Was that Kate She in Kashi? I'm gonna call it Kate Sith because I like Kate Sith. All right.
Kate Sith rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, Kate Sith. In the eyeball though, was that Kate Sith? Does she run into Kate Sith, bro?
I don't think she would cry over Kate Sith.
No, well, I think she's crying over. I think she's crying over the plate drop. And if you look at it,
But Kate She doesn't bleed.
Kate, well, very true, very true.
Doesn't have to be his blood. It could be somebody else's blood. But
Where do I go to get that eyeball though? Like,
309.
309. Okay, I think we're gonna get it here on the next frames. But we saw in the Final Fantasy VII remake, we saw Kate Shiko up and like bang the ground after plate drop.
Mhm.
But we never got any context to that. Do we think that's Kate Shi right there, going up and like banging on it, watching it from afar? I don't know. Because we saw that, and I feel like if we got a little more context with that, because it was such a random scene for even like for newcomers, they'd be like,
Mhm.
what the heck is this cat? Like, what? Why is it upset?
Why is it upset?
Why is it upset right now? Maybe Yuffie runs into it. But we'll see. But that might be catchy, and we might be the only one who says that.
Well, I
All
mean,
right.
honestly, we could just say every character we know of, and then we'll be the first ones to say that.
Well,
Like,
yeah, we'll be the first one to say it.
that could be Shira. That could be
It's Shira.
Sid.
That's it. You heard it here
That
first.
that might be Lucretia. That might be
Lucretia somehow is up here. All right. All right. And then so if we skip back, we see Vice. We
Vice
see
in the
Vice.
simulator.
Yeah, we knew this was gonna happen. But it's definitely confirmed VR simulator. All right. VR simulator. We know this. We know this. Let's get to another good juicy part. All right. Fort Condor. Now we're going to actually do a separate video on this because there's a lot that we want to talk about with Fort
Just
Condor.
from first glance, there's a lot to digest.
Right.
Just from this image alone, actually, there's just a lot to digest and go over. So
Yes.
this probably constitutes its own video, I would say.
Okay. Yes, we're in agreement there. And then we kind of looked at this scene a little bit, or I guess we talked about the scene a little bit during when it was playing, but
At first, I thought this was Yuffie.
Is the flashback. You thought that was Yuffie?
At first, because I, just seeing her face real quick, but then, after being able to sit on it for a little while, you're like, oh, that's probably more Sonen's sister, who looks like Yuffie. So I could see why their character models would look very similar. So it kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like,
and it harkens back to that first trailer when Yuffie said, "I'm not your sister." So like now we can kind of see that Sonen has this attachment to Yuffie because his sister looked a lot like Yuffie.
Can we, if you keep framing forward a little bit, that hair clip on her hair looks like one of Yuffie's weapons.
Oh snap! It might be. That's. I don't know. It definitely looks like it.
Not her starting weapon, but one of Yuffie's from the original. I can't remember all the 4-point star. I think it was called.
Okay.
So maybe Yuffie's weapon was given to her by Sonen.
Oh.
Maybe
interesting.
Sonen's sister.
Or it was Sonen's sister's weapon.
And then he gives it to, just kind of like how in Final Fantasy X, Wakka gives Tidus the Brotherhood. He's like, oh, this was Chapu's weapon, but he's dead. He's not gonna need it.
Yeah, yo, he's dead. Okay,
that's a Wakka thing to say.
He's dead. Yeah.
Hey, my brother, I gave him this weapon, yeah, but he's dead. He's not gonna need it, yeah.
I believe this area here is we're looking at our first glimpse of Wutai from the past. This is when Shinra invaded Wutai, maybe for the Shinra Wutai Wars.
I'm gonna agree with you there. Because I don't know where else it would.
Yeah, I mean, like we got these mountain range. Otherwise, it could be outside of Midgar, in that the desolate area. But we got mountain.
Why would Scarlet just be randomly attacking people on the outskirts of Midgar?
Yeah, I mean, very true. I mean, and then like it looks like it's only they used all of this on her, on one girl. Like,
yeah,
but I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
They used all of that on one girl.
They really wanted to send a message.
Fire them all. It's like Kylo Ren on her.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this is we see a young Sonen. The only thing that makes me feel like now I'm looking at it, this might be maybe Midgar, but I don't know.
But that angle though, the angle that they would be at, they'd have to be above Midgar for you to see it like that. No?
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. All right.
It does share a very similar biome as when you see Zack fighting the plethora of Shinra soldiers.
That's true. All right. So we have Scarlet doing a little gyration there on that. Gyration. just give it a nice little rub there,
See, Scarlet. Only real lore divers would find this, but Scarlet actually, when she was growing up, used to go to the arcade and play that bowling game where you roll that like ball, and so this lends itself to. Hey, what ring is that finger on? Is that the middle finger? That's a Scarlet move. Putting a big ass ring like that on her middle finger, because you know she's gonna make sure people see it.
It looks very emerald to me. You know
It
what I
is
mean?
very emerald,
It's very emerald. All
and
right,
it's on her
so
middle finger, so it's confirmed. Scarlet flips people off.
yeah, it's confirmed.
We got
All right, and
that.
then we're taking a look at this because we feel like this is I mean
I feel like it's
we gotta say
Proud
this is
Clod 0.5
proud. Okay.
because
Proud Clod 0.5. It's the prequel to the Proud Clod.
it's missing
It's the Claude. It's not
it's the
Proud yet.
Clod.
Yeah, it's the
It's missing the cannon on the back, but when it shoots, if you frame forward, because it has the same color scheme as the Proud Clod from original.
So the Jean Claude.
The Jean-Claude Von Cloud.
So, all right, and then I noticed this. This looks like it's powered by some Mako. So there we go. Also, and you said it's missing the claws. It looks
Well,
like these are some two kind of sword cannons.
it looks like it's missing the claws, but if you frame forward,
Okay,
um,
let's see if we can. Okay, yeah. So we definitely have a sword here.
it's a sword, but if you frame forward when it shoots its missiles, it looks like no, you could keep it on Yuffie. That's fine. I'm
All right, let me.
um
I think we're getting to it right about here. Okay, yeah, there we go.
its hands open up, and
Mhm.
those would be similar to the claws that you would see on original. Not exactly. I should probably fight that boss fight again and just kind of like let it sit and fester and see what kind of attacks it does.
Yeah.
Because I know the Proud Claude uses the cannon on its back, so obviously we're not gonna have that unless there's a part 2 to this fight, like two health bar fight
Where
where
like it just like a cannon comes out.
yeah, and it's like a timed thing, stagger it and do as much damage as you can before it releases the
Oh,
Vulcan cannon that
that'd
wipes
be
your
pretty
team.
tight.
Is
That'd be
Sonnen
pretty. It looks like
shirtless?
you can target them. You can target the arms here. So maybe they revised it and said, let's not put our big cannons on our arms. Let's just put it on the back where it's a little more protected. You know, I mean, now we have a little bit of lore here, a little explanation.
And this one's red, and Scarlet's color I would say is red.
Yeah, and the Proud Cloud is red.
And the Proud Cloud is red. And maybe Heidegger gets his own. Maybe this is Proud. Heidegger gets his own, which he calls it Claude, because he mispronounces Cloud's name, and he's a huge Cloud fanboy.
He's a huge Cloud fanboy.
So, and then his would be green, and maybe you fight them both eventually, and they get put together. The best of both parts, and then they get put together to make the Proud Cloud, because Scarlet and Heidegger, it's their final weapon on the siege to retake Midgar, like in Disc 2. So
that boss fight looked really good too. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I think I said it during the reaction, but like I feel like that's going to be the final boss of chapter 1 of Intermission. So I feel like this is them entering deep ground right now, or at least trying to steal the materia that they're set after. And this is going to like spiral them into needing to go to deep ground. Maybe they fight Scarlet, and Scarlet, I feel like I don't feel like this is the end of it. I don't feel like this is the final boss, because we're about to see why. Now they use Ramu. Definitely looks like deep ground when they use Ramu. So maybe the ultimate materia that they picked up from Scarlet was Ramu.
Maybe. It's just weird to give something the title of ultimate materia.
Yeah, and then it's just the summon. But I mean, like,
when like the black materia is the ultimate materia, or you could say holy is the ultimate materia, because all holy,
yeah. But I mean, there you go. Dude, I freaking love what they did with Ramu here. They are definitely bringing the spirit of the original back with this animation. And then even with the design, with the beard and everything, oh man, really cool. It's hard not to make a Final Fantasy 15 comparison as well. Kind of has that 15 look.
Now,
Yeah, that's so good.
after seeing all of these summons, even from remake part 1, seeing Bahamut, Leviathan,
Yeah.
just the grand scale of all the summons, every time I see a summon and every time I see them go above and beyond with the summon animations and what the summons are capable of, the
Yeah.
more and more I think we are not going to see Knights of the Round as a usable summon.
I think
Because of
maybe we'll see Knights of the Round as a instead of like being in the field with you, Knights of the
Mhm.
Round will just be their final attack. Like it'll just use Knights of the Round. Like I don't think they're gonna
Yeah.
all be circling in like 12 people fighting
unless they're 12
alongside you.
human-sized people. If
Yeah,
they're 12 human-sized people, I could see that. But if they're like as big as they were in original,
true,
um,
true.
or maybe it won't be Knights of the Round. Maybe it'll be King Arthur, and it'll just be King Arthur
Oh
as
no,
the summon.
you gotta keep the whole Knights of the Round, man. You gotta do
But
all of them.
my thought would be you have King Arthur, and King Arthur's attacks are he summons one knight at a time to attack with
Oh,
him
okay. Interesting. That is
and
interesting.
until his final attack, which might be all of them attacking at the same time. So
Slice
you
it in
have
half.
King Arthur and then all the and Gact.
And Gactus. Brother Nero is here.
Yep,
Brother
Hannibal Lecter.
Nero. Nero, the what was his name? I can't remember. Spade. Spade. What was it? Nero. Anyways, Nero, brother of Vice. He harnesses the power of darkness. His arms are not bound at this moment, which is interesting.
The Sable. Nero the Sable.
Nero the Sable. There we go. So there we go. Harnessing the power of darkness right now. Definitely looks like a Heartless. We got some
fighting the power of friendship.
He cleared out the room. He was like, all right, time to clear out the room. We got just debris all over the sides. He's just
Hey,
he went
I have the same power as Nero. I can clear out a room too.
I can clear out a room too.
It's just not harnessing the power of darkness. Harnessing the power of Chipotle.
Yes. Oh my god. All right. So yeah, we got some darkness attacks. Yeah, man. Tell me Sonnen is not setting up Sid. You know what I mean? Like this.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude,
same weapon type.
Yeah.
Same weapon type. That looks more like a staff now to me than it does
than a spear.
A bladed weapon.
Mhm.
But it's the same. Like it would be the same length and probably the same fighting style that Sid would be using.
All right. So as I said, his arms are not bound. So like in Dirge of Cerberus, doesn't like the lore of that mean that he became so powerful, harnessing the power of darkness, that they had to bound his arms so he didn't use it. And then also this suit is made of Mako to contain his power. So like, you know, they put his entire body in Mako or in a Mako suit, and they left his hands, and they were like, oh crap, let's bound them together. What are we doing? Why did we give him short sleeves?
Why do we give him short sleeves?
Why did we give him short sleeves?
It was the summer in Midgar, and the summers in Midgar usually hit like 98 with 100% humidity. So they were like, short sleeves.
It's like trying to contain Wanda, and then and just like let's put her in a containment suit, but leave her hands free.
Yeah, just leave her hands free.
Unless if his power of darkness was able to melt the suit.
Well, maybe that, or maybe there's not a clear, at least from that angle, a clear distinction of where the suit ends and his forearm begins. So maybe the suit welded to his, like, because you see the tattoos, right? Or what I believe to be tattoos. So that might be where the suit just kind of like melts to his skin,
like he like powered through it or something.
And now, so all of this, introducing all of these big bads from other games, is worrying me. I don't know if you have the same worry, and I might just be biased with this, but I think that Sephiroth needs to remain the biggest bad of the game, because this is Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I feel like Sephiroth needs to remain the biggest bad. And I hope that, I mean, like, you have people like Weiss the Immaculate, and then you have Nero, who is so powerful they needed to bind his arms. And
Yeah.
then you have like,
You know
you have,
Genesis is going to be. It's basically
yeah,
confirmed at this point. There's no way they would bring in so many deep ground or so many Dirge of Cerberus references and then not have Genesis.
mhm,
There's Genesis is going to be in this game, no doubt. I am 100% with you, and I don't want to like dwell on this topic because this is like a topic for another like a
yeah,
show in itself. But yes, I 100% agree with you. I hope that this doesn't take away from Sephiroth or try to make Genesis on par with Sephiroth. I don't want anybody to be on par with Sephiroth.
no, he's the
Um,
biggest bad because
yeah,
Sephiroth is Genova is Sephiroth, and Genova is the
yeah.
calamity from the sky. So like, you
Well,
know,
and then you have to go into like, well, we got Minerva maybe working with Genesis,
mhm.
and Minerva's the goddess of the planet. Whatever. I think what this tells you is that we are going to play Dirge of Cerberus. Like
Mhm.
that's it.
Yep.
We're going to play that on stream. I need to replay it because I haven't played it since it came out on the
Actually,
PS2.
I'm gonna look at
Um,
Steam right now while you're talking and see
okay.
if it's even on
Yeah,
there.
it's been quite some time. I haven't played it since it came out on the PS2. So it's been a while. So my lore knowledge on Dirge of Cerberus is more like, oh wow, okay, it was Final Fantasy VII, great. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it never changed how I felt about the original. Now it is. Now it is 100% part of this just 100% part of remake. So yeah, I mean, that was pretty great. Freaking Nero is here. What? Deep Ground,
Yeah.
Nero, Vice. Now here's what I'm thinking, Vinny, because I don't think they would have shown the final boss in this trailer.
You don't think so?
The final boss is Genesis.
Ooh.
What if like he's down there, or I don't know, man. Stop me. What
Zach is the final boss.
Zach? Oh god. So I don't think Nero. Man, so it depends on what they're going to do with it, right? So these two chapters seem like they're pretty like heavy with content. We've seen at least 4 bosses. One of them, Vice, is in the VR simulator.
Mhm.
So that kind of like, okay, so VR simulator, we don't classify that as a boss maybe. So if you look at it as you have that boss that takes place on the outside of Midgar upper, that's probably the first boss you encounter as you're on your way to Sector 0, and then you probably go down there, you run into Scarlet in your hunt for the ultimate materia, and then maybe you mess up her machine and she goes off, she doesn't like that or something. I don't know how you end up further into deep ground, but Yuffie and Sonnen will go to deep ground and run into maybe there's a VR simulator down there, the deep ground VR simulator, which
Well,
actually I hope
but
that they
the
have more fights too.
well in the VR simulator, the people fighting Vice was Aerith, Tifa, and Cloud. It wasn't Yuffie and Sonnen.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Okay. uh,
So I mean, I don't know, like, are we going to be able to play as our heroes again, or is it just Yuffie and Sonnen, or
hmm,
or is Vice just going to be something added to the base game
okay, yeah,
along
I
with
think so.
Intergrade, because it all comes out in June together, like the base game upgrades plus the Intergrade all comes
Mhm.
out. So maybe Vice is just added as a simulator, like part of Intergrade's story, obviously, but also if you want to fight Vice as Cloud and Barrett and Tifa, you can. But yeah, that's
Okay,
something I noticed, that the 3 of them were the ones fighting Vice. Um,
that was a good observation. So I think Vice will probably just be a VR battle. What's interesting about that is haven't all the VR battles, even the final battles and stuff, have had battles leading up to the final round, right? So when
mhm.
you fight Pride and Joy, you fight like you fought the summons, and then the leading up to the Pride and Joy. So Vice will probably have something similar. Maybe there's a few battles leading up to the battle with Vice. that would be interesting to find out. And then the fact that you're battling him, I think they'll have some kind of explanation rather than just saying like, "Hey, here's a new battle," and like you don't have no idea who you're fighting. I
You're
think
gonna fight Chadley first.
Chadley, yeah, Chadley will explain that this is him.
Chadley is Vice.
Like, yeah, Chadley, yeah, that's it. And then so that'll be part of the just intergrade, the Yuffie DLC intermission. I don't think Vice will be part of that. So that's interesting. Unless if you see Vice and you understand why he's in the VR simulator through Yuffie, and Cloud and team don't know why they're fighting this person in the VR simulator, but whatever. But Yuffie finds out. That could be interesting. And then so you get down to the deep ground, you find Nero, and Nero was kind of like he's in charge while Vice is while he's all tied up, basically, right? So Nero is basically the one in charge. Could be the final boss. Depends on how they're gonna do it, though. Depends on how like crazy they're going with it, because typical Final Fantasy fashion, when you end a game, you fight like 3 or 4 bosses in a row. So maybe Nero is just the start before you fight Vice, or you fight Vice from the chair or something. Like, he's still on his throne and he's still able to just destroy you. Something like that. Anyways, that could be interesting. How this goes. What we do know is that part 2 is immediately after Intergrade or intermission. So what would you think if this ended after you fight Nero? What if you think, because they have to find a way to tell you, okay, time for Yuffie to get out of Midgar. So, and she sees the plate collapse here. And I feel like seeing the plate collapse would be after. You think that would be the end, or no? Because there's so much that happens after that. Like, maybe plate fall is when you fight that boss on the outside, and then I told you that would be the end of chapter 1. And then maybe after you fight that boss or whatever, you look over and you see plate fall. That could be a case there. And then after you see plate fall, you just push on and continue your mission, and you go down in the sector 0. But there's got to be something that compels her to leave Midgar, whether she got the ultimate materia, she did her mission, time to get out, or something like, does she witness the whispers? Like, does she witness all of that stuff that went down at the end? Does she see the portal at the end of that? At the end of the driveway, or the what I'm trying to say, expressway.
Maybe somebody took the ultimate materia out of Midgar, and she has to,
Yeah.
Now, if that's still her mission wouldn't be to remain in Midgar. It'd be to follow whoever took the ultimate materia.
See, my thing is, I feel like she's not going to get it. She's going to fail, and that's her motivation to taking the party's materia. Like she didn't come home with the ultimate materia, but she's going to come home with some materia, and that's why she steals the party's materia. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But either way, she gets out of Midgar, and I think Intergrade ends with calm. This is just me. I feel like Intergrade's going to end, or intermission with Yuffie will end in calm. And I think, like I said, it might be a thing. It might not be. But you get to calm, and Yuffie steals the party's materia there, which resets the team has to take on missions. I said this in my calm video of what to expect, but that could be the case, or just, I don't know, man, because we got to bridge the gap of why Yuffie's going to be in the woods somewhere and you fight her, or going to be wherever she's going to be next when you find her.
That's if the game follows the formula from the original. Because obviously these characters, there's going to be no secret characters, no bonus characters. Like, you're going to find Yuffie, you're going to find Vincent.
I think I feel like at the end of this, she's not going to get what she wanted. I think Sonen's going to die. She's not going to go back home, because you can't go back home and say, I failed, Sonen died, and I didn't get any materia. You know, so I
Right.
think she's going to be like just kind of wandering, and then that's when you're going to run into her. That might
Hmm.
be it. Or she's going to be desperate and steal your materia at the beginning of the game. So we'll see. We'll see. But the director said that she's not going to steal your materia yet. So or don't worry, Yuffie won't steal your party's materia is basically what the quote was. But there was Vinny. So that's our reaction to the final trailer of Intergrade. Would you care to do an analysis breakdown of Fort Condor though? Because I feel like we have a lot to talk about.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. So let's end that one. Thank you so much for watching this video. Check out the Fort Condor video where we're going to break it down and figure out what that's all about. All right, take care.